Hi, I'm Tom, and this is Adult Game Reviews. This week we're talking about He Who Must Not Be Named.
I can touch you.
Now, before the mob comes to try to burn this place to the ground, I've been asked ever since I started the channel, mostly in private, but sometimes not, about the best NTR games. For most people that don't know, NTR is an umbrella term for quite a few things. If you don't know, here's a quick overview using candy bars. You have Rye, which is mostly focused on trying to steal someone's candy bar.
I think you'd better drop it. But the old axiom was misleading. Taking the candy proved exceedingly difficult.
You have Rare, which is someone steals your candy bar, and you have Rase, which is sharing your candy bar with others. Okay, let's get into it. But before I get into that, please like and subscribe. Everything helps out the channel, subscribing really helps, and if you really want to help out, you can make a comment down below. Thanks all. So let's get back into it. The goal here is to find games that I actually thought were pretty good. While I may not be into every aspect of NTR, I don't hate them. I have a mutual respect for any flavor. The first game on my list is Seeds of Chaos by Lord Ariok. Now the reason I'm putting this first is I've not played all the current content. I do know that there's an NTR filter that you can turn off if you want. I haven't seen all the paths because some are actually pretty hard to get. This brings up one possible reason to not jump in. Seeds of Chaos has been in development for a long time. I personally love the artwork, but the pacing can be a bit slow. But I mean, who doesn't like to play the villain?
Sorry for kidnapping you.
It's okay.
Or am I?
If you're interested, you could check it out on Lord Ariok's Patreon. Moving on to all the games from NTR Man. All of NTR Man games are short story completed NTR titles. He has Rase games like Adelaide Inn or its remake, or more Rare like Seasons of Love or Rural Homecoming. However, one I really wanted to highlight was Tenants of the Dead because I couldn't stop playing it. It's a sandboxy day-night cycle, choose your own adventure game. After the zombie apocalypse, you're stuck in your apartment with your girlfriend. You can hunt for supplies in the building or outside where it's a lot more dangerous. You have a limited number of moves per day, and each choice gives you a new options or choices. So far, I only found one ending that wasn't considered a bad ending. So for hardcore NTR fans, this is going to be up your alley. As a horror fan, I enjoyed this quite a bit. One disclaimer is this game is messed up, so make sure you check all the tags before playing. It took me a handful of hours to get all the endings, and I got all this stuff off of NTR Man's Patreon. Moving on to A Perfect Marriage by Mr. Palmer. This is mainly a choice-based, slow burn Rare game. You have multiple protagonists. You play David in part 1 and Anna in part 2. Right now, there isn't a ton of spice. You will likely get a lot more in part 3 once that's released. This is one title on the list I've played the least amount. Not because it's not good, but because I ran out of time before needing to make this video. However, this is a favorite of many NTR fans. Right now, it's on version 0.74, which you can get free off of Mr. Palmer's Patreon. Next is Moon Ripple Lake by Banana Cream Games. I have to give you an AI warning. I'm not a fan of generative AI because most generative AI games feel lazy. However, every once in a while, you get one with good writing, good characters, and a pretty good story. That is, if you can tolerate or even like the visuals. This is mainly a Rase story. You do have some choices, and the story has a supernatural angle to it, which I'm still deciding if I like or not. But what I do love is the relationship between the MC and his girlfriend. It's kind of refreshing when everyone consents and is agreeable, but maybe that's just me. It's still in development with 5 chapters released. However, there isn't much from the game I can show. I'm putting up what I can just to give you an idea of what the AI looks like. However, all things considered, I actually enjoyed Moon Ripple Lake. You can check out Moon Ripple Lake over on Banana Cream Games Patreon. Next, we have Steps of Debauchery by Foxseed Games, which is one of the best looking games on the list. This is a female MC game where you play Riley, who has to combat the evil forces or possibly join them. There are different paths, but there is one that's corruption-based NTR. Right now, there are 4 chapters released, and I may be getting to Steps of Debauchery soon for a review. I played Steps of Debauchery a bit when it was first released, and I'm looking forward to seeing the progress that has been made. If you want to play it, I would head over to Foxseed Games Patreon. The next game took me a bit by surprise, and that's Harmony Haven by Respirit. Now, don't let the simplistic renders from Harmony Haven sway you. I thoroughly enjoyed the story, even if it's a bit of a slow burn. There's a bit of every flavor of NTR in Harmony Haven, it just depends on which path you're on. Right now it's on chapter 2, version 0.6. So right when things get started, the current level of content ends. While I enjoyed what was there, it feels like it needs a bit more time to cook. However, this is one of my favorites on the list already. I would go to Respirit's Patreon to get the most recent release. Lastly, we have Long Story Short. I have a love-hate relationship with Long Story Short. One, Anne has a bit of a lollipop head going on, but I like everyone in the game. So many NTR games are just filled with terrible people. However, all the main characters in Long Story Short can be likable. even Vanessa. You play the MC who hasn't really dated much, who then gets set up on a date with Anne. You have the option to continue to date Anne or another girl that you find. There are a lot of choices that will shift the narrative. While I love all the choices, the developer can be a bit all over the place. He is very passionate about the project, but there can be a long time between updates, and sometimes you will jump from scene to scene with things not all making sense. However, the writing is good, and I have a soft spot for Anne. If you were wondering, there are flavors of every type of NTR. It just depends on the choices that you make. If you're interested, I would check out Long Story Short over on NTR Games Patreon. Okay, that's the list. Is there any game you think I missed? Let me know down in the comments. Also, I want to thank all my backers on Patreon and Subscribestar. And if you haven't seen my best sci-fi games as voted on by you guys can check it out right here. Thanks again. Until next time.